I'm wondering, folks, did anybody happen to watch Upping the Ante the other day? The old Johnny DINEEN vehicle. I don't know if you did, but I thought it was fascinating the other day. Well, one piece especially. For those that didn't see it, and for those that did, maybe they can comment down below on whether they thought the same as me. I think one of the questions of the day where the viewers write in, I think they were asking old Dave Jennings there and Johnny, what did they feel the best and worst rides were that they'd seen at Cheltenham over the last sort of 20 or 30 festivals. And they asked Dave what he thought, and he told you what he thought. And Johnny said, well, the best for him was, I think, one of the, was it the Nina Carberry rides in the Fox Hunters, where she came from God knows where to win. And he said she should have been about 6th or 7th. It's just the fact that she's so much better than the rest and didn't give up. She got the horse up. And they said, and what's your worst ride over the last 20 years? And Johnny, for those that didn't see it, said, and it struck a chord with me, but more so later, I thought, is he going to mention Annie Power? Everybody talks about that fall at the last fence where they'd have had the 4-timer up. And I thought, I've just got a feeling he's going to mention Annie Power. And he did later, but that's not what he mentioned. He said, oh, for me, without a shadow of a doubt, it'd be Goshen. And I thought, oh my God, I thought, that's harsh, Johnny. You know, the way he jumped the fence, I mean, if those that watched the race, and I think many did, and many seen it replays later, its back leg caught up with its front, and it brought itself down. I think it actually, one leg stuck to the other. It caught, and was it in the boot of the leg or something, or or you know what I mean anyway. It actually got caught up, and it couldn't do anything but fall. It couldn't free its leg, its back leg from its front, if memory serves. It resonated with me, the actual race, because on that race that day, I don't have many like massive bets or whatever else, but I'll have the odd double or treble or whatever else. And had Goshen have won that day, I think the treble alone I had was going to be paying about 2,100 quid. I think I had it. I mean, and it wasn't, it hadn't gone up the treble by then. I think that was my second horse in the treble. I had a winner, I had that, and if my memory serves, if it was the same, I'm sure it was, I had Monkfish to win was it the Albert Bartlett, and it won and won well. So had Goshen not have come down, I'm sure it was Monkfish, I might be wrong about that, I'd have won about 1,900 quid. But I had it in some other bets as well. I think it cost me about $3,000 really, and I'm thinking, oh my God, how's it fallen? Or what's he doing? What's it? Anyway, when I seen the replay, I sort of understood it, you know, and I was sort of okay about it. But it's funny how different people put a different slant on things. And Dave said to Dave Jennings, you can't call that, Johnny. You must have seen the replay. Everybody has. He said, how can you call that? It's almost like an act of God. No, nothing could be done about that. You know, it got itself tangled up. And Johnny said, yeah, but he said, why go for that last fence at that kind of pace? He said, it was 15, 20, 25 lengths up. It was anything up. He said, he could have almost slowed it down to a walk, bunny up the fence. He said, and although you're going from 60 down to 30 mile an hour and others are going to catch up and you've got to go again, it had so much in hand, it was so far in front, it had so much more to give. He said, it'd have stoked it up again and it'd have gone. He said, I couldn't believe it, did it? He said, I just couldn't believe it. And then he said, like Annie Power, he said the other year, he said, people call that, he said, but Annie Power had a length and a half on the rest of the field at the last flight. He said, it could have got beaten. He went for it. It wasn't in the bag. He said, but Goshen's race was in the bag. It was home and nosed. It was Goshen first, the rest absolutely nowhere. And when he said that, I thought, do you know what, you're probably right. And even though I lost a lot of money on that race, it never entered my head that way. I just thought, what bad luck. When you seen it and seen her find out the saddle, you thought, well, what can you do about that? Honestly, and at that time I never thought to myself, why not just bunny up it? Why not slow it up? But it's funny when somebody else sees the race and someone else has a different opinion, and sometimes you think, oh my God, he's right. So on the back of what he said, for my money, the worst performance at Cheltenham Festival in the last 30 odd years was Goshen. Never thought that at the time, but I did after in Johnny DINEEN, and I don't agree with everything Johnny says, but I thought he was right on that one, and I never picked up on it. But yeah, he should have slowed it down to a walk, Johnny. Should have bunny upped it, and still would have won. I'm on your camp there on that one. I wonder what you thought yourselves, folks. Was you on it? Did you bet it? Do you think it was unlucky? Do you think he should have done what Johnny said? You know, gone to a walk and bunny upped? I think he probably should have. And I think doing that, he still would have won. I think Johnny's spot on there. I was wrong. He is right.